Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Karthik. I'm an ENT consultant and a head and neck oncosurgeon working at TX Hospitals. Now I just wanted to discuss the most common topic and probably the most common issue that many of the people are facing, that is sinusitis. What do you mean by sinusitis? So before going to the topic per se, we'll just break the term sinusitis. Sinus, so it's called a sinus and itis. Itis means inflammation and it's called the inflammation of the sinuses. So coming to the sinuses, sinuses are just the hollow air spaces present in the face, which are 4 in number on each side. So basically there are 8. So namely maxillary sinus, ethmoidal sinus, sphenoid sinus and the frontal sinus. So there are 4 on each side, so coming up to 8 in total. What do you mean by sinusitis and what exactly happens? So before going to the pathophysiology, you need to know the causes of it. The causes of sinusitis is generally viral. The majority of the causes is about viral. Sometimes it can be associated with bacterial sinusitis, and very few percentage of the cases it is associated with fungus. Before going to the sinusitis, there are 4 types of sinusitis that you need to know. It's called the acute sinusitis, subacute sinusitis, chronic sinusitis and the recurrent sinusitis. Acute when the symptoms are less than 4 weeks, and subacute is 4 weeks to 12 weeks, and chronic is more than 12 weeks, and recurrent whenever the symptoms have recurred again and has caused inflammation of the sinuses. What is a pathophysiology? Basically, whenever there is acute viral infection or bacterial infections, there is blockage of the ostium of the sinuses. So there is decrease in the drainage of the sinuses into the air cavities. So sinuses are hollow cavities which drain into the nasal cavities. So whenever there is inflammation or infection, they tend to block the ostium or the opening of the sinuses. That results in accumulation of mucus. If at all it is superseded with bacteria, it is accumulated with pus. So that is when the patients start developing symptoms. That is predominantly called as sinusitis. So what are the main symptoms of sinusitis? Sinusitis, the patient, whenever there is blockage of sinuses, they start complaining about headache, which is region specific or a generalized type of a headache. So whenever there is maxillary sinusitis, they mainly specify that the pain is around the cheek. Whenever there is ethmoidal or frontal sinusitis, they complain more pain around the forehead region. And whenever they complain of sphenoid, it's more of the back occipital area. Or if at all it's a unilateral, as majority of the fungal sinusitis, they just complain of a throbbing type of pain on one side of the face. So these are the most common, this is one of the symptoms of sinusitis. Apart from headache, the other common symptoms is there is nasal congestion, nasal blockage and the postnasal discharge. These are the predominant symptoms of sinusitis. And how do you investigate? How do you know whether the patient has sinusitis or not? First is history. You need to take a proper history of the patient along with a clinical examination, anterior rhinoscopy. If at all the findings are not prominent, you need to do a diagnostic nasal endoscopy. And the investigation of choice for sinusitis is doing a CT scan of the paranasal sinuses. So once it is done, you'll know about the extent of the sinus infection. And how do you manage the patients? In the acute and the subacute phases, management of sinusitis is mostly conservative. You need to give the patients antihistaminics and nasal decongestants and use of any steroidal nasal sprays, take regular steam, use some mucolytics, take preventive measures like not exposing to a outside atmosphere and all. Whenever the patient is having such symptoms for a prolonged period of time, that is called as chronicity, then we will we'll give an option to the patient going ahead with the surgery. That is called a functional endoscopic sinus surgery. So that is, I'll just explain you in a few seconds, is just putting an endoscope, and wherever the blockage or wherever the infective focus is there, you just need to open up the sinuses so that the drainage of the sinuses start normally and the functioning of the sinuses become normally. It's a very easy procedure and a less morbid procedure with very good results. Thank you.